Good morning, good evening, hello. Oh, right, it's 5:30 in the morning on a Sunday, and today we're going to set ourselves a little mission of walking to Dungeness. I'm currently in Tenterden without a map. We're going to see how we fare today. I'm going to head to Tenterden Golf Course first, park my car there. From there, I'm pretty sure I know the direction as the crow flies to Dungeness. So again, we're going to see what happens. We really haven't done much planning for this. Yeah, get a coffee going, pack the bags, make sure we got some food, drink, emergency phone, dry socks, and I think that's it. Thinking ham sandwiches? No, not ham sandwiches, jam sandwiches. A single jam sandwich in the bag today could save my life, but you never know. I might be at the bottom of a ditch with a broken ankle at one point, and when I'm at the bottom of that ditch with my broken ankle, I can enjoy a nice jam sandwich. It'll be nice. This is what we're taking here. Water, jam sandwich. We got a spare pair of socks, 20 quid cash, as well as wallet. Then we move on to the emergency phone. Credit that I'm going to put on there in a second onto the SIM card. And the emergency phone is actually over here with the strawberry conserve. That's going there, so I've got to sort that out in a sec, make sure that's ready to go. We've got the polar watch that we're going to be wearing to hopefully track where we've been when we get back. Head torch, because we don't know if we're going to be out there at 12 o'clock tonight. We got the charger for whatever. It could be handy for charging this thing if it runs out. It could be handy for charging my spare battery that I have in here for my camera. It could be handy for charging the camera itself. It could be handy for anything. Oh, of course, I forgot the essentials. Don't want to be getting caught short, do we? Come on, off you get. There we go. That SIM is in there. It's about 6:30 and I want to get on the road for 7, so I'm going to stick everything in my bag, get out there. It's freezing cold out here, but here's the beast. This is the beast that will take us to start our journey this morning, so let's get it scraped off. We are in the car, out the house, Sunday morning. Look at the skies over here. Look, pretty misty shot. What happens if I roll that down? Look at that. The first problem was I got to the golf course that I wanted to park in, and there's like a barrier, which obviously makes sense. I'm sure they probably closed that barrier Sunday evening. I don't want to get back later, if I get back later, and have my car locked behind the barrier. So we are on this random little country road in a lay-by. Right, so got my bag in here. Phone that just brought me here is now staying somewhere hidden. It's going in here. That's where my phone's going. No one's going to break into a 2005 Toyota Yaris, are they? Surely not, no. Right, so we are off. Let's do this. I'm going to jump over this fence up here, about 100 metres up the road, and then as the crow flies, head that way. Or no, yeah, that way. That way. I'm going to go that way. I feel like that way. And the sun's looking nice over there. So that's the way we're going this morning. Let's see what happens. Quickly slip these little bad boys on. Not even sure if these are waterproof or not, if I'm honest. Oh, I forgot to mention, when I showed you my little packing of my bags earlier, I bought some plastic bags. You never know when a plastic bag comes in handy. Because, I mean, my main use, I was thinking that I'll use a plastic bag for, is if I start getting soggy feet, and these things aren't holding up, then I can get the old foot bags out. I don't know if you guys have ever used a foot bag, but that consists of putting a plastic bag on your foot, and then putting a sock over that plastic bag, and walking around with said plastic bag on your foot. So we've got backups and backups. We've got extra backups when it comes to soggy feet. Let's do it. We're going to lock this little bad boy of a whip up and we are setting off en route. It's just gone 7 in the morning. I've got my water, I've got my emergency jam sandwich, I've got my burner phone if I end up in a ditch. What more could I need? It's going to be fine. I'm going to try and get into this little field here and then just head literally straight that way. I think this is my spot. I'm going for it. I am going for it. Just keeping a keen eye out for the barbed wire. Trampling this bush down. I've made it to this little gate. I'm getting over this little gate. And then our journey has commenced. We are over our first fence of the day. This thing's hooking me up. I've literally just got jeans on. I'm so unprepared for this journey. What a morning. What a morning it is. I don't know if you can see these buildings. That is the golf club. There is actually a couple golfers there. Right, so I'm just going to head that way now. I've set off a little bit later than I expected. It's like 7:15 now. What a day it is though. Look at it. Over there. I'm not sure if you see that, but I see a house. I think I'm just going to play stupid and try and stick to the edge of the field here in my dark clothes. Get a brisk walk on, and hopefully I won't have anyone coming out like, yo, what are you doing in my garden, mate? I see a gate in this corner, so I'm going to climb over this gate. Literally loads of houses over there, little gate here. I just need to go straight here, but if that's going to be possible is the main question. Oh, here we go. Morning guys. You guys probably can't see that on there. But there is 3 horses. Just here. That was a cold old night as a horse. So I think I'm going to try and leave them be. I'm going to go round the horse field. We've either got the option of this gate that goes into, like, it looks like the spare horses field because all their toys are there or whatnot, or their gates that they jump over. Or I got this little guy that kind of goes round. It looks like it's a bit more of a detour to where I want to go, but I think this is the best option, so this is where we're going. I could end up absolutely anywhere here. We rely on our phones so much these days, like our smartphones, for maps and stuff like that, don't we? And it's so strange not having my iPhone on me to just be like, oh, which way am I actually heading? Like, how did people survive before they had Google Maps? Alright, I see sheep. Sheep are friendly, right? Oh, look at that little rabbit. Whoa, he is a speedy guy. He is a speedy little fella. Over we go. Morning guys, how we doing? Cold night, eh? Cold night. They've all got like their own feces frozen to their backs. I mean, that is a harsh life, isn't it? Sleeping outside, doing a poo, and then when you do a poo, it gets stuck to your back and you walk around all of next day with that poo stuck to your back. I don't have to do that. Oh my god, that house is peeking me. I'm going down here. I don't know if you can see that over there. Tops of them chimneys, but that looks like their front garden. So we're going down this way. I mean, if I'm not willing to go through that field there, I've got to get in here somewhere. What I've just realised is that I haven't started my little GPS watch. So if I start this thing, I should be able to see where I've been when I get back, because I can like upload the GPS thing that's on this to my phone, and there's that app called Strava that will show me my route. I'm going to start this bad boy up. 83% battery it's got, and we are doing walking. Activated, recording started. Let's do this. Right, I've got to get over here. I think I've got to be a bit more harsh on myself with where I'm going, otherwise it's gonna take me ages. So I'm gonna have to do some serious wading through here, but let's do it. This is what I signed up for, innit? This here is the best opening I've seen, and it might actually be my option. I think it's going to be my option. So I'll tell you what I'm going to try and do. Is I'm going to put you guys in there first. But then at least you guys are in there. I've got to get in there then. God, this thing is spiky. It's a spiky bosh that we're going through. Oh, you know what's going to happen is my barber's going to get ripped. Right. The jacket's coming off. It's getting serious. This is going in here. So we're going to pull this hood up nice and tight like that. Because we are going through. Oh mate, it's going to be a nightmare. Oh, I'm in the bush at 7:30 on a Sunday morning. Oh, I'm going to put you guys there while I scramble over this and kind of use my back to push the majority out of the way. Oh my god, trying not to wreck the fence. But look at that, see, I fixed the fence afterwards. Oh, sorry if I could just, oh my, okay. Comes out skew-if, but we've just made it through the first bush of the day. Doesn't look like much of a bush, but it was quite a bush. I'm just sort of like walking along the bottom of this farmer's field. As you can tell at the moment, there's a load of houses on the horizon there. But luckily I've got this little slope. I'm going to walk along the bottom here and I shouldn't have any issues. Right, so there is a load of houses slash farm here. Kind of want to go around here. It does look like there's a little path around here. Hopefully, if not, yeah, we're going over this little bush here. Straight over there. I'm going to have to do some climbing here. One-handed climbing with the camera in hand. Hopefully this tree doesn't break and we fall onto the barbed wire that is below me. Oh, there is buildings close here, man. We're going to try and get in and out of this field pretty sharpish. A little jump, a little step. Oh, there's a car. Okie dokie. There is a car literally right there. We are getting away from that car. We don't like the look of that. It doesn't look like it's been used this morning, that car though. It's still got frost on the windscreen from overnight. This is our next little crossing. Oh, first little river crossing of the journey. Is it jumpable? Is it jumpable? That is quite a jump. That is quite a jump, but I think I've got it. There's literally a sheep's head on the floor here. Is this the last guy that tried to jump over this little body of water? Is that what happens? I won't be its first victim, but I've got to get over this thing somehow. I think I'm just going to do it. I'm going to aim to put my foot about there, and then I'm just going to go for it. Okie dokie, on the count of 3 everybody. 1, 2, 3. Oh. I mean, I don't know what happened to my camera there. I think it might have filmed it, I don't know if it did. But we just made it over the first water gap. I nearly fell backwards into the water, if I'm honest. But what a view it is. So I think, let's have a look here. We haven't got any landmarks. This is the issue. We haven't got any landmarks yet. I feel like I do kind of just want to walk towards the sun. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. That's what the decision's made. I'm just going to walk towards the sun. I feel like Dungeness is roughly this way. It's got to be. I feel like I've been walking in pretty much a straight line as it is. I've done a couple of little lefts and rights. But Dungeness is over there somewhere. Just saying morning to these guys. How are we doing? Have you got any poos stuck to your back? You lot seem to have done a night without pooing on your own back. We are going to go to the bottom of this field here and a right, I think, and see where we end up. Look at this guy. Would you like to say hello? If I come in nice and slowly. Okie dokie. See you later. Here we are, another tree line that I can't get over. It's so early on into this journey, and there's been a few more struggles than I thought there would be. And there's me thinking, oh yeah, I'll just walk straight. Look at the size of that pine cone. That's a nice bit of kit. That is a nice bit of kit. But yeah, I thought I'd just be able to walk straight and make it to Dungeness. And here I am, roaming around in the bushes. But I think I found a little exit. Yeah, there was an exit out of this field up there. It was a lot more dangerous, covered in barbed wire. Oh. So let's climb through here. Whoa. It's going to do a right here, straight into this field. There's an opening. Don't know if you can see that little pylon up there, but that is where I'm aiming. And I'm just going to keep going straight here. Or what I think is straight, what I think feels like straight. I'm out of breath, but that view is something else. Whew. So I've just quit smoking. I think that's the reason I'm so out of breath. Well, I say just quit. I am, I think that's a month literally today. Yeah, or maybe a month and 1 day. But yeah, ditch the cigarettes, because you won't sound like this after you walk up a little hill. I'm hoping that as it starts to flatten out, as I get further towards the coast, that I'll be able to see a landmark such as the sea, maybe, which would be a great one to see. Or there's Dungeness Lighthouse / power station. I might be able to see that. But again, we've just got to sort of get a troop on now and just hope that we start seeing some sort of landmark. I'm just going to head straight into this tree line here and keep heading towards the sun, see where we end up. We made it across the beautiful field and into the tree line, but we've got this massive ditch. That is quite a dip. It doesn't really look like much of a dip on the camera. I'm going to use these trees over here today. Whoa, we have got to be careful here. But let's just shimmy down here, nice and easy. This is the bit that could be brutal, but we're going to dangle off this thing. Wow, here we are. We don't want to end up in the drink here. Off here, oh, lovely. Now we've got to make it up the top of there. So I'm just going straight up this way. But yeah, we're doing it here. We're doing it. We're overcoming what we knew was coming. But it's just how much more of this have we got? Because the problem is it's slippy and it's quite time consuming. Like, I'm really not covering a lot of distance here. Look what we just travelled over. The gauntlet. We're going to call that the first gauntlet. And what a gauntlet it was. So we've just got to the top of said gauntlet. We've got another little mini gauntlet here. Let me show you this. Little mini gauntlet that I've got to clamber across. And then we've got a load of trees here. A load of what looks like a field or something. Someone's growing salmon in here. Obviously not at this time of year. I've kind of lost the sun for now. But I feel like we're going that way, so we're going to go that way. I am in a bush on Sunday morning. It's so slippy, man. We are out of the bracken and into whatever this field is. Again, I kind of want to go straight across it, but I'm just, yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to, basically. There's got to be like a little path that cuts through. I'm going to follow this little track up. Looks like there's an opening up there to the left. Hopefully there's a little track that goes through this little field of whatever these trees are. Ah, I see, they're apple trees. I just saw a couple of rotten apples on the floor. I didn't have any breakfast this morning. Just had a coffee, packed my bags, and out we came. Look at this lot. That's bees, isn't it? That's where people keep their bees in there. There's a couple of chilly bees in there. Do they just, at this time, do they just hibernate in there? Like, are they actually chilling in there? What does this sign say? There's a little sign in the ground here. Bramley 1065. This is the oldest orchard our farm. It's over 50 years. 106 refers to the rootstock, also known as half standard. I don't know what that means, but basically this is an old field. But we found our little track and we're back en route to the sun. See if we can make a little bit of space here, because I feel like I haven't covered much distance. I've just been sort of going like this, trying to get over fences and stuff like that. I've just seen a couple of really randomly red apples. Like, look, all of these trees here, dead, right? You won't think anything's going on them. But this one, how sus is that? Talk about Snow White and that. I feel like I want to take a bite out of that juicy apple. Look at that. Mate. Is there someone sleeping in there? I think there is. It's like a little tent here hanging. Good morning. I hope you've had a nice sleep next to the apple fields. Bloody cold night, I bet it was, hanging in that hammock. Is there someone in there? Is there something in there? I don't know. Bit sus if you ask me. We're going to leave that alone. But we're moving on swiftly. We're going to go through this tree line here because we've walked too far down this little field. So we're going to have to do some clambering. Oh, I'm going to use that as a bit of stability. Sliding down this one. I'm so puzzled. Do you reckon that's like the security guards keeping the guard on all the apples? Get off my apples! We have got another ditch. This is way harder than I thought it would be. I think I'm going to sort of like go down here into these trees, using the trees to hold on to, and then obviously up the bank on the other side. We're going for it. Hold on to this little bad boy here, get our leg over that. I think here we go down and then clamber up instead of the trees. Gonna go up this little bit here. We can see the sun again. There's a little path here. I'm going straight up that path. Lovely views, lovely day. A little bit of a walk on now. I feel like the golf course is like probably like a mile that way if I'm lucky, but I can see on the horizon that everything's looking like it gets a kind of flattens out over there. You can't really see on here, but this way, see where my finger is, onwards around that little tree line here, looks reasonably flat to the point where I might even be able to see something. But I'm gonna just go boom round the bottom of that tree line and hopefully bend round and again carry on towards the sun, I think. Another fence line, and I think I've spotted my exit of this field, and that is that tree that's actually fallen onto the fence there. Let's go and check this out. I think this is our spot. Look at that. A very conveniently fallen tree onto the barbed wire fence. We will take that, we will take that. So thank you very much, Mr. Tree. And I'm going to hold on to this little bad boy. Hope that that tree is nice and firm, which it is. It's bloody icy, that tree, I tell you that. That is a slippy tree. Whoa, 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 whoa. First little tumble now. Okie dokie. The tree's not as strong as we originally thought, but we do a little jump. We got away from the barbed wire there. That was close. Onwards! I'm sure you can see those big old containers, whatever they are, but that doesn't look too friendly to me. That screams, get off my land. That's what that screams to me. So we're going to walk the other way. Look at it down here. That is flat. That is super flat. This is starting to get to territory where I feel like I might be able to see something. And it would be nice. Like if I can see Dungeness power station or something like that, that would be absolutely great. Because you know what I can see through there, which you definitely won't see on here, is some, what are they called? Power fans. They're definitely not called power fans. Energy, what are they bloody called? Big spinning things, they got 3 blades, they give us wind turbines. That's what they are, they're wind turbines. I can see some wind turbines over there, and I got told by my girlfriend's parents yesterday that at one point in my journey, hopefully I'll see some wind turbines, and then I can just head straight towards said wind turbine. So we are going to get over this little small fence here. There's not, I don't even think there's a fence here, but I'm sure you can hear that the morale has picked up a little bit, because now I can actually tell where I'm going. I've been going the right way enough to get through this little bush to see the wind turbines. I am really happy with that. That means my sense of direction is as good as I thought it was. Just in the horizon over there. I'm hoping now that I've seen them, I'm sure over there somewhere, in here somewhere, around here somewhere, is a pub. And I'm going to stop for a pint, I'm going to have a beer, maybe even a little bit of food, because I've literally got that one single bleak jam sandwich on me. We have 27% battery from the first battery charge. As such, that's the charge that's built into the camera. So I'll probably stick my spare battery pack on in about half an hour's time, once it gets down to sort of 10%, 5%. 3 hours 21 minutes it said before I started this clip that I'm filming right now. 3 hours 21 minutes on the SD card, so I gotta still be a bit sparing with what I'm filming, but it's quite hard to not just film absolutely everything, because mate, look at this. It's actually so much fun too. I thought it was going to be a bit of a mission. I thought I was going to be, I mean, I'm sure there is plenty of missions ahead of me, and I don't want to speak too soon, because I'm sure as soon as I say, oh, this is actually light work, just because I've seen a load of wind turbines on the horizon, it's going to get hard. Like, as the closer I get to the sea, I saw on the maps, there's like sewers, there's like a couple of big sort of rivery things that I've got to cross. Hopefully I can find a road, a farmer's path, that, you know, a farmer's bridge, sorry, that goes over them. But yeah, my morale has definitely lifted, and I'm really actually enjoying myself a lot more than I was an hour ago. So let's keep it going, let's keep the mood up. Look at this well placed bridge. Lovely. Thank you very much, Mr. Bridge. I feel like this is like this path's about to head out onto the road. I'm not too sure if you can see that. Right there is a little building. There is someone's house literally over this fence here. We have a gate, and like even this is too much of a route for me. This is too much of a path. I really don't want to be going along paths. Road is literally at the end of this. This is someone's house. I'm going to be going right down there. I'm going this way, because we don't want to go in the path, so we don't want to go to someone's house. We're going to hop over this little barrier here and keep heading towards that sun. I'm going to make a quick stop actually. First little stop, little pit stop. I'm going to tie my shoes up a little bit tighter. I'm going to have a little bit of water, and I think I'm actually going to eat half of my jam sandwich as a little treat. I wouldn't dare have the whole sandwich. That would be way too much of a treat. I'd be spoiling myself. That is good water. That is good water. I mean, oh, that is a good jam sandwich. It looks like we've got another little ditch here to get over. Each bite I'm having of this jam sandwich, I'm now thinking I'm going to eat the whole jam sandwich. It's a lovely jam sandwich, it's a small jam sandwich, and it's meant to be consumed in one. So I think I'm just going to put away the whole jam sandwich, but then I won't have any more food for the rest of my journey. So I do need to try and get to a shop a pub, Dungeness, lobster shack, somewhere that I can get some more food on board, basically. It does look a lot more flat, so hopefully this part of the journey will be a bit easier than the beginning, because I won't be clambering over the gauntlets and going up and down ditches. What we have got to start worrying about now is the sewers that I saw on the map when I was looking at the route yesterday, and the little rivers that I've got to cross. As you get closer to the sea, there's going to be more routes of water going into the sea, like this guy here. I mean, there's no way I'm getting across this thing, but luckily I see a bridge up there. God, it's lucky I do see that bridge, because there's no other bridge in sight. There's a road that runs along the bottom of the sun here, so I'm going to have to cross that road, I would have thought, but that's alright. Again, we might even see a shop along here or something that we can get a couple of little snackies, get some more water and food on board. But yeah, now I think this is going to be more the issue for me, is the little bodies of water that are running into the sea from the land. Lovely bridge, very conveniently placed too. Wouldn't want to fall down there, that would be cold. That would be cold. God, this bridge is definitely due a bit of maintenance, to say the least. There we go. That's just what we needed to make it over that, because that's not a jumpable bit of water. If you can see that, that's definitely not jumpable. I am looking here, I've just got a notification saying 10% battery. So I'm going to stop this clip and plug in my first little battery pack, the spare battery. So I'm going to get that plugged in. Remaining battery level of handle says 99%. So I've got 99% worth of battery charging up my current 9% on my camera. That'll take me back up to 100. Then I can take the rinsed out battery pack that's currently on the camera off, plug it into my battery pack that I have in my bag, recharge that one, and I'll be able to film for a couple of days. I wouldn't lie to you too, because I do want to keep my content on this channel as pure and as true to myself as it possibly can be. I need a poo. I could definitely consider a little bush poo somewhere, so I think maybe at some point in the near future I might have to keep an eye out for a little bush poo spot, unless I drop a little present in the body of water that I just crossed and send one downstream. I can just follow it to the sea then, can't I? That could be a brilliant idea for a video. Maybe I'll just do a poo in the little bit of water there, and I'll just follow it the whole way to the sea and just watch it go. I think that'd be great content. So we've made it to our first sign of civilization in a good few miles. We have a road. As I said earlier, I don't really want to be on this road for long. So I tell you what, I'm actually going to walk down here a little bit. I'm pretty sure there's a little opening here on the left. You see where the trees break there. I'm just going to see if I can get straight back into the field that's on the other side of these trees and carry on walking as the crow flies. Yeah, I don't think I can get through there. I don't think I can. Right, so we're going to have to follow the road down for a little bit. A couple of 100 metres down from where I jumped onto the road, a bit further up that way, and have seen Willow Farm shooting ground. Don't really fancy getting shot today, so we're not going to go in there. But I can see on the right here, towards the sun, conveniently, is a little break in the tree line / an opening into the field that I'm going to head down. This guy is absolutely tearing. Go on, boy! So here we are, back in the fields, where we belong. Oh, I see a tractor. I don't think he's going to be too happy with me just walking directly across his farm. I was just about to make a stop and put my foot bags on, because I'm starting to get a bit of a wet left foot. Yeah, the shoes aren't waterproof, Yeah, I didn't plan as much as I could have for this journey. Once I'm out of the tractor's eyesight, which is just over here on the other side of these bushes, I'm going to get my foot bags on before my feet get too wet, because I don't want this journey to be an uncomfortable one. See what I was saying about water that is uncrossable? That, without any sort of small dinghy or bridge, is certainly uncrossable. But I think it's now time to make the stop. We're out of the farmer's view, or that tractor's view at least. We have one bag, 1 foot bag, 2 foot bags, emergency moisturiser. I get really dry skin in winter, so I've always got to keep well oiled and lathered up. But as you can see, look, so icy, my boots are just covered in ice. So I think that's what's contributing to getting my feet pretty wet. If you've never done a foot bag in your life, now is the time to learn. Look, you get your foot, you put it in a bag. Twist said bag, tuck said bag, right? You haven't lived if you haven't put on a foot bag, man. Jesus. Then we get our spare pair of socks, yeah, and we bag them up. We stick a sock on said bag, right? Look at that for a foot. Fashion. One bagged and ready to rock. That's how you foot bag. I'll show you the other foot bagged up once it's bagged. Here's one I bagged earlier. Here we go. Lumpy Ankle Dan, they call him. What's up with that man's ankles, man? He got some lumpy ass ankles. But he's got some dry feet. That's the important bit. You get your feet and you stick them in a bag. If anything, the foot bags is just another reason to not go onto the roads, because I don't know if I can stand people shouting out their windows, out their car windows, "Oi, lumpy ankles!" I can't deal with it. Okie dokie, I thought there was a crossing here, but there is definitely not a crossing here. Okay, so the road does run, look, you can see a car there on the other side of that bush. So I suppose the road goes over this. So I'm going to have to jump onto the road, use the road here. I'm going to walk straight over that little bridge, and there is also a path that goes right down the other side. So I think I'm just going to walk over this bridge, and as you can see the sun's that way, straight across that field. Alright, so I've got a farm to my right, in between me and the sun, and my plan was to walk to a little bridge that is, little footbridge, I'm not too sure if you can see it on here, but it's there. Okay, and that footbridge was blocked off. There is no exit, which isn't good news. So I'm now going to try and go round the farm on the right hand side. I'm wasting valuable time going back and forth, hedge lines, trying to find routes through. I've done literally just about to go 5 miles in just 3 hours. This could work out, it could be tight, I could literally be rocking up there as it's dark. I've just got to a road, so I've just come out of this little field here. This is round the right hand side of that farm, and I think I'm going to have to do a left down this road for a little bit, and then again try and find a way into this field on my right hand side, basically. So let's see what happens. This is from the farm that I've just walked around. That's a sign that I'm glad I didn't end up walking through there, because they've got guard dogs. In the distance, I did just see them. I saw the wind turbines literally that way, but like, I've got to try and get across. I definitely can't get in there, so I'm just going to carry on walking down here a little bit and then try and do it right at some point very soon. Appledore. I know that Appledore is Pond Route. I'm going to go down there. Still walking along this little road towards where the sign was pointing, Appledore. Appledore's a joke's word, isn't it? It sounds like something from like Harry Potter or something. But So I'm pretty sure I'm walking towards Appledore. And if I remember rightly, Appledore. Morning, mate, you alright? Excuse me, is Appledore that way by any chance? Okie doke, thanks so much. So he has now confirmed that Appledore is that way. I didn't want to stop him on his morning run, but Appledore's that way. Sun is that way. I am thinking Appledore will have a pub, but the problem being, it's 10:08 in the morning, man. So I don't think pubs open till 12, do they? Surely, I'm in England, you should be able to get a beer any time of the day. I'm going to take this little path that I've seen to head back towards the sun. So hopefully we'll see the wind turbine soon. There is a little house over here, so I think I'm going to try and head to the right. I can see the wind turbines. I can see the wind turbines just to the right of that electricity pylon that I believe you guys can see on here. Starting to get quite marshy. I'm going to aim to get to the top of this little mountain here, because I reckon, it's a mountain, it's a small hill. I reckon from there I'll be able to hopefully see the sea. And if I can see the sea, I can see Dungeness. If I can see Dungeness, then I'm a happy guy. I've got to deal with this lot somehow. I'm going to try and see how deep this is. Oh, that's definite water. All right, okay. All right, let's clamber back out. Let's carry on walking along here. Hopefully we might find somewhere that's a bit easier. We might have our first extreme crossing here, because this tree is all that I can see in the near vicinity that's going to get me across this little body of water here. That is a nice strong tree, so thinking if I try and get under this thing, like that, we are on the water's edge. Okie doke. I'm thinking up onto this tree, then I can sort of just shimmy my way across. I'm going to sort of just try and mount the tree. I'm going to sort of mount the tree and slide down backwards. That's my strat here. Oh God! Okay, we are on the tree. We are mounting the tree. I think now we just slide down. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Down we go. Whoa! Shimmying, shimmying, and filming at the same time. If this tree broke right now, that would be a soggy rest of my journey. I think I'm making it. I think it's time to try and stand up. Oh God, we've done it. Somehow, we've done it. We made it. Thank you, trusty tree. It's definitely not done my jeans any good, or the crotch area of the jeans any good. That's where our little crossing was, in here, just come out of that bush. But as you can see, we got this little house behind me over here, and I am in blatant view of that, so I'm going to try and get across here nice and quickly before I start getting moaned at. I've got to get across here. This time we haven't got a tree to help us out. I'm just going to have to jump to what I think is solid ground there. I'm going to jump, put my foot on this little bit of air that looks like it might hold up. I don't know. Okay, on the count of three, we're just going to commit. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God! Oh, that's a lot deeper than I thought. That is a lot deeper than I thought. Oh no. I have just absolutely soaked myself in that little crossing there. We did well with the tree, but I've got literally, look, I've got, my feet are soaked. There's no amount of foot bag that can stop you getting wet after submerging yourself from pretty much the waist down. My trousers are wet here, down. I'm absolutely sodden. I smell a little bit stagnant. I wouldn't lie. It's I can't believe that. I did not expect that to be that deep. This could make the rest of this journey pretty hard, but I'm not going to let it dampen my morale too much. I can still see the sun. I'm going to carry on walking. I am now thinking, if I do ever make it to a pub, people are going to be like, who is this fella? He's got lumpy ankles, he smells like a bog, and he's just sitting there pretending like nothing's happened, filming himself. That was, oh mate, that was a shock to the system, to say the least. After all of that, this road is probably the road that I came off maybe a mile or two back to do all those crossings. I mean, obviously it would be easier to walk on the road, right? But that's not as fun, that's bloody boring in fact. But I've made it to a place called Gaz Motorsports. I think I'm going to pop in here and see old Gaz, because there's another bit of water here that I'm not getting across. I'm going to follow this little track down. I do see a guy over there that I might be able to ask a little bit of info off, but let's see what happens here. I'm a little bit confused because it says there's a footpath down there, but then when you look at this little sign here, it doesn't seem too welcoming. Basically, I want to go that way, slash that way, but it says I'm not meant to go this way. So what do I do? What do I do? Do I go and ask this chap down here if I can sort of like mooch through his land? Do I just go through this way? Like, this says it's a public footpath. It's points public footpath. I'm tempted to just pretend I haven't seen this sign. I didn't see that sign, did I? What did that sign say? Don't know. No, I didn't see either. Hey, you know what I have just seen? Wind turbines. I don't know if you guys can see them, but we have wind turbines. I think it's time to get off said military canal path, and we are going to do a left over this way and head as the crow flies yet again to where we want to go. The sun's in the sky, the wind turbines on the horizon, onwards. Looking across what I thought was an open field, and lo and behold, we've got another little, whatever it is, sewer slash ditch slash, oh god. See, I think this is how wide the other one was, but it was just covered a lot more by all these little bits of bracken, so you couldn't actually see how wide it was. Right, okay, let's carry on walking along this way, see if there's a bit that's a bit easier. Worst comes to worst, I am still soaked from the hips down, so I mean, I can't get more wet. I can't get more wet from the hips down, can I? That's for sure. So I mean, I could just walk through. Worst comes to worst, I'll just walk through. I don't really want to do that, if I'm honest. I wouldn't mind starting to dry out. I wouldn't mind getting these soggy old foot bags off my foot. But yeah, let's walk along here for a bit and see if we can find a little crossing. I carried on walking and I haven't found a crossing that is going to be any drier than the previous. So I did see a little bit down there that looks pretty shallow, that I might be able to have a little paddle across. So I think that's our little option. I think that's our only option as it is. I've chosen my spot, and that is down here. Gonna get a bit wet here. We're gonna get a bit wet here. Oh man, I'm gonna have to jump. I'm going through it. There we go. We are absolutely drenched. We've made it across the dirty, horrible water. I don't want to know what's in that water. I'm not drinking it, so I'm not bothered. I'm just getting used to this walking along soggy now. Second submersion. Not as deep as the first submersion, but a submersion nonetheless. Onwards. I am excited as much as I'm You wouldn't think I'd be excited. I am excited to carry on with these just random excursions and carry on sort of posting about them. So please do come and join me for this YouTube journey of mine. Drop a little comment, tap the little thumbs up, even subscribe if you want to make sure that you don't miss the next submersions. This is definitely getting harder as I get further closer towards the wind turbines in the sun / sea, because I've just come across this now, and that's obviously not something that I can get across. So now kind of walking back on ourselves. All the little submersions and stuff are over here, so walking back on ourselves to hopefully see this farm that is in the distance on this little tree line, and I'm sure there'll be some sort of crossing that I can get over this bad boy, because I am not swimming across that thing. Managed to make it, well, halfway around the farm. That little bit of water, I just came across a little path, literally where this little hedge line is here. I think I'm just going to follow this track that goes down the other side of the farm. I think I'm just going to follow this down towards the wind turbines that are still around here below the sun. So let's head on down here, see where we end up. But yeah, as you can see, as we're getting closer towards the sea, we're having to navigate all of these little rivers, and they're not easy to cross. You get the odd little crossing like this, where obviously there's like a little mound of grass that you can walk across, but you got to get pretty lucky to come across those, and if you don't, you're wading through it. I wouldn't mind sort of bumping into someone soon and just sort of confirming that, one, I'm heading the right way, and two, I am where I think I am. Tell you what is strange is walking on hard ground, soggy feet, but I'm definitely making a bit more space walking towards the wind turbines on this solid ground than I am slipping and sliding about in the fields. Yeah, I'm just going to keep heading down this path at this point and see where we end up. Hopefully I'll bump into someone soon and they can tell me how far away I am, how much of a nut job I am, and probably ask me why I'm smelling so bad. Here's why it's a bit of a treat coming down this path here, because again, this water is not crossable. Like, there's no jumping, stepping that'll get me over. Oh, alright mate, how you doing? Friendly guy, angry guy? You don't know which way it is to Dungeness, do you, fella? Guys, it's Dungeness down that way. Yes. Thank you very much. A couple of tight, speedy fellas, those guys. Lovely day for it. Imagine if I could just follow the train tracks down. Well, that's good news. That's brilliant news, because the guys in the Lycra said that Dungeness is this way. So I'm going to follow this little path for a bit. I wouldn't mind finding a pub. I'm getting to that point now when it's the middle of the day. I think it's about 12 o'clock. What time is it? Yeah, 10 past 12. 10 past 12. I fancy a beer now. I fancy a beer. I wouldn't mind sitting in the pub garden, necking a quick pint and carrying onward with my journey. I wouldn't mind getting some food soon. I've literally only had that jam sandwich that I had this morning, what, an hour into the journey or so, and I've had a coffee at like 5:30 this morning. It's now like midday, and I've just, as I've clicked my watch there, covered 10 miles. So, I mean, I think should be just over halfway. I don't know, but I really wouldn't mind somewhere soon to do a little pit stop. I think a pit stop is due. I need to see someone. I need to see someone and say, which way's the pub, which way's Tesco's, which way is Dungeness. That's what I need. Every person I keep seeing is on a motorbike or a pedal bike, and they just razz past me before I can be like, where's this, where's that. There's actually a car coming. I'm just gonna flag him down and just see if I can ask him something. Sorry to stop you guys on your tracks. What's down this way?
It's just the main road.
Is it like Dungeness? Which sort of way is that? As the crow flies?
Is right across that way. It's a
perfect. That's yeah. Is it roughly how long?
15k.
15k. Okay.
Probably talking three. This says 3.5 hours.
Okay, 3.5 hour walk. That's not too bad. So I'll make it by the time it's dark. Yeah, that's the important bit.
Getting back.
Yeah. I've got taxis sorted from the lighthouse for 5 o'clock.
So then you'll get them 3.5 hours.
Perfecto. One last thing. Also, like food or anything like that around here. Is there anything like?
If you follow this to the end, there's a cafe. I'm not sure whether it's open though.
Amazing.
It's called Nicky D's Cafe.
On this path?
Yeah, pretty much. So,
mate,
just past that barn on the outside of the road.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for the information, guys. Cheers. Take it easy. Okay, that's brilliant news. That is brilliant news. So that guy was saying that there's like a cafe or something down here, right at the end of this path. He said. So I'm gonna go and bloody find that cafe, because oh my, if that cafe serves beer. If that cafe serves beer! And at this point now, I'll just be happy for some sort of munch. That is huge news. They were lovely people too. Hopefully we can stop off, get a little bit of grub quickly and then carry on our merry way. I've just seen the holy sign. You can't read it, but you see these little things here? These little things? That says Joe's Cafe on it. I would absolutely love to go and sit down at Joe's Cafe. And if Joe's Cafe serves beer, What we got open 6 days a week, 8 AM till 3 PM, closed Wednesdays. So that means it's got to be open today. This looks like the last place you'd find a cafe. This is going to be interesting. It's like someone's just like set up a little cafe on their farm. It's like this little white hut here. I'm getting a couple of little treats. Oh, I could smash a fry up. I think there's some sort of go-kart race going on. What have I come across here? Look at this little motor. Dragging it. They're all driving him from up here. God, he's flat out back here. Lovely. Kisses the apex there. What a spot. That is so cool. That is so cool. I love it. Right, well after that short little novelty interlude, I'm going to go in here and check out what's going on in Joe's Cafe. Pretty novelty. You got the lot up here, and I think all day breakfast is calling. Hello, how you doing?
Good.
Can I get one of your all day breakfasts, please? Is that alright? It's a cool little spot you got here, isn't it?
Yeah,
with the race cars going out there and stuff. I just walked up and I was like, what's that noise? What lovely people we have here. So I've managed to bag myself a nice little fry up. I cannot wait for this. I've been walking for too long on a belly of just a jam sandwich. Okie dokie. We have just walked out of Joe's Cafe after that full English. That was so good. That was so good. Right, out we go then. Out we go. So we've had our little pit stop. I am now gonna carry on along this road slash path for a little bit. I am seeing a couple of signs at the end here that say Dover, Folkestone, Brookland and Hastings, but no Dungeness sign. You think if we're close to Dungeness there'd be signs for Dungeness, but there's not. Fresh out of Joe's Cafe, walking along what looks like to be a main road. I just came out of that little entrance there, and that's where Joe's Cafe is, in here. So we're going to carry on walking along this little main road for a little minute, see if we can get any idea of which way Dungeness is, but I'm pretty sure it's along this way. I've just walked down that road and seen a sign that says the Woolpack Inn, and that to me is looking pretty pubby. The problem is that I'm having now, if I'm roughly sort of 15k away, I don't know how long it's going to take me to do that exactly, It could be another 4 hours, 5 hours, 6, maybe 7 hours. So I don't want to be wasting too much time stopping for fry-ups at Joe's Cafe or stopping for pints at the Woolpack Inn. But I would absolutely smash a pint of beer. So I'm going to go neck a quick pint of beer in the Woolpack, and then we're going to carry on very swiftly with no more stops. It's not looking very open. Oh no. Oh, it's not looking very open at all. I was so ready for a pint. Oh, that's actually gutting. But the pub's closed, so we're not going to waste any more time getting to our destination. I have walked out of the pub and seen our favourite landmark, the wind turbines. Plenty of them and all. I'm seeing a lot of power lines. Don't know if you can see them. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm pretty sure right in the distance I can see what looks like a power station. And there is a power station right next to the lighthouse in Dungeness. So that is where I want to be going. Definitely found out that I'm going to be getting another battery pack for this camera because I have got 25% on this camera now, and I've fully used all the charge on my rechargeable pack. I've unplugged it twice now to recharge the other battery that I've got, so I have got to be a bit sparing with what I thought was going to be the SD card problem. Is definitely the battery problem. I want to make sure that I get there and show that I've got there, you know. So I'm going to go a bit quiet for the next few miles, I think, or until there's something semi-interesting, and see how we fare really. But yeah, I've got to be a lot more sparing. It's so flat now though, so you can see I've got to head round this little marshy land. There's a swan there. But I see a little path going around here, and I'm hoping that that path just follows right around the edge of that tree line here and takes me where I want to go. Like, there's a lot of this, a lot of these just like massive puddles. I'm pretty sure this puddle is deeper than I think it is, but I'm just gonna have to go for it. Oh, we've already got wet feet, so oh, he's got another wet foot. The wind turbines are literally right there. We made it to our first landmark. We've just now got to make it to our second landmark that we've seen, which is the power station. But we're en route. The path has just got silly muddy. It's that sort of mud that it just tried to suck my shoe off. So I've got to be really careful here, because I do not want to lose a shoe. It's such a pity I haven't got more battery, because I want to do plenty more filming. But as it is, we are just following tracks like this across fields that take you across little marshes or little rivers. And yeah, I think this is going to be what the next couple of hours is going to be. So I managed to make it out of the fields, which are literally just to my left here, and you can see there's like silly amount of swans. All these little white things are all swans. I don't know why, they're just in a field. I swear swans want to chill in water, but yeah, they're chilling in there. But either way, I walked past this little place back here, and someone was doing something out front, working on their car or something like that. So I said to them quickly, I was like, excuse me, does this path head to Dungeness? And they were like, yeah, keep following the path and you will get to the beach. I'm going to trust that person, and I'm going to stick on this little countryside path until I get to the beach. Still trooping on through. Who is coming along a beautiful place like this, right, and being like, oh, we've got a couple of rubbish bags on the back, just send them out here, mate. Yeah, oh, look at that, you got like 5 bags of rubbish, man. Come on, what are we doing? Apparently Dungeness is the place to be if you're into RC cars or RC planes. I'm just walking along this path here still. and I'm sure you can hear it, but this session is popping off. Coming to land this one. Oh, they're actually way bigger once they get on the ground. Oh, but he's not landing the dummy. That's insane. You probably can't even see him on here, but that's cool. I've literally got 10% on my camera now, and that's it. I've used my 15% that I had in my bag. A little bit let down with the battery life on this camera. I must say I will be getting a couple more battery packs for it for future excursions. It is now 20 past 2. 20 past 2, so that means we've got like pretty much just over 2.5 hours to get where we want to be. I can still see the power station right in the distance, and it looks like there's a load of buildings, so I might even look, there's like a church there. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know what's over there. Beer's on mind, battery life is on mind. In an ideal scenario, I stop for a really quick pint, ask the barman if I can plug in my camera to charge my camera for a bit, and then carry on en route. But again, I don't want to be stopping for too long and getting there past 5 o'clock. So it's a pretty tricky decision. If I do make a stop, it's got to be a quick stop, but quick enough to fully charge my camera and obviously have a pint. So we'll see what happens here. Finally come to the end of that path that was leading me to that town that I saw way back there. I've finally seen the first sign in a long time, and it is a good sign because we have Lid, 1 mile. Ideally we make a stop in Lid here, we charge the camera, have a quick pint, and then move swiftly on, being able to carry on filming. But worst comes to worst, you'll know if I haven't managed to make a stop in Lid, because the clip after this will be me rocking up to the lighthouse, because I'm now on 6%. Madness, it goes down so quick, this camera. I'm in Lid now, and I've pretty much walked through Lid, not seeing any open shops, pubs, restaurants or anything that I can charge my camera at. So I think the next shot is just going to hopefully be me turning up at that lighthouse. I've got 3% battery on my camera, such a pity, but this whole thing was always going to be a learning curve. That was the whole purpose of it. So onwards, and let's hope we get to the lighthouse. Little sit rep, big sit rep. This thing, camera died. Okay, we made it to the Pilot Inn. We made it to Dungeness. Okay, we made it to the Pilot Inn. The kind people in the Pilot Inn had a charger that I could get a little bit of juice on this. I'm literally watching it go down by the second, but I can see the lighthouse is literally, it's like 20 minutes there. You can almost see it from here. Okay, so from now I am going to absolutely peg it along the road, well, along the seafront, and hopefully get the last shot of me rocking up at the lighthouse. It's been a full-on afternoon since I left. Where was that last film? Lid, wasn't it? I couldn't charge anything in Lid, which is super annoying. There was nothing in Lid. There was literally nothing in Lid, to put it simply. So my last resort was that little pub behind me, which is the Pilot Inn, and I've been there before multiple times actually when I've come to Dungeness, and the people in there were absolutely lovely. I went in there and I just explained to them, like, look, I've just walked from Tenterden, I've got no maps, I'm having a bit of a shock, I really want to film me arriving at my destination. And they were like, oh yeah, we might be able to help you out, gave me a charger. So I had that beer, which was amazing, having a pint of beer. And now I'm on the final, it's got to be a mile, literally a mile, if that. to the lighthouse, which is right there. I'm going to get a little bit of a jog on here actually. I've got like a tiny little bit of juice on this thing. I've just walked 20 miles and my feet are still in sodden wet Tesco's bags. I could be more comfortable, I must say. But we're on the home stretch, people. I see the lighthouse. I'm just gonna absolutely beeline it. It's now like 4:45 or something, and I've got my taxi booked for 5. For some reason, this thing was taking ages to charge up in the pub. I sat in the pub for like half an hour, 40 minutes I must have been, trying to charge my battery pack and the Pocket 3 off like a USB charger, and whoa, nearly ate it then. And it was charging so slow, so even now I've got very minimal juice left, but I'm just gonna absolutely peg it now. Oh god, I really hope I can film me touching that lighthouse. I've got 2% on here, man, and this thing needs to be plugged in. I'm gonna plug this USB in, this charger in, and then that's it. Next shot is me touching that lighthouse. I am so out of breath. We're on mile 22.8, pretty much mile 23. I see the lighthouse that we've been waiting for all day. There she is. I'm gonna go and touch that lighthouse. I'm pretty sure I'm late for my taxi. Well, I am late for my taxi, so my taxi's probably waiting around here somewhere. It's so nice to be making it here as the sun is literally going down. I'm gonna get a jog on again and go and touch that lighthouse. Whew, my feet are not happy in these foot bags, but we have a lighthouse. Come on. Another little thing in our way. Here's the fence. We got a fence around the lighthouse, so we can't seal the deal and touch the lighthouse, but day for it. What are we working with? 23 miles covered. Thank you so much for coming along if you made it to the end of the video, and I'm really excited to do some more journeys very similar to this. So please, if you've enjoyed today's video, tap the subscribe, tap the like, do all that malarkey, but I'll just be happy to see you here for the next one, to be honest. So this is me in the lighthouse. We made it. Much love. Till next time.